Okay guys, welcome to this White Rose Maths PowerPoint presentation made by them for exploring perpendicular lines. So explore perpendicular lines. So this is looking at GCSE 9 to 1 Maths, is looking at specifically for higher tier only, but there's no harm, if someone doing foundation shit to watch this video, obviously in full year. But this is obviously aimed at grade, like 6 plus year, and this obviously links to like equations of tangents, so like grade 9 integration, stuff like that. Okay, so bear that in mind. Get ready, guys. Okay, so this is our starter. This is question number 1. What is the gradient of each line? Okay, so for the first one, guys, the gradient is the coefficient of x, so the number in front of the x. So for this first one, m is equal to 4. Okay, is the coefficient of x, the number in front of the x value. Okay, this one, okay, m is equal to 1/3, so the gradient is equal to 1/3. Okay, or 0.3 reoccurring. Okay, that would suffice. And this one, m is equal to -2. Okay, so remember that the line, guys, is in the form y is equal to mx plus c, where m is your gradient and c is your y-intercept. Okay, yes, if you're interested, so remember it's in this form, guys. Okay, sorry about my handwriting there. Okay, so y is equal to, okay, so make a little equal sign there. Okay, so y is equal to mx plus c. Okay, question number 2, work out 6 times 4, part A, so 2a, 6 times 4, that'll equal to 24. Okay, for part B, 6 times -4, well, a positive times a negative, the sign becomes a negative, so that becomes -24. Okay, because a positive times a negative, the sign of my answer is going to be negative. 6 times by a half, well, that equal to 6 halved, which simplifies to the number 3. Okay, times by a half is the same as dividing by 2, guys. This next one, 6 multiplied by -1/3, so be careful actually, so it'll be -2, guys. It goes to -6/3, okay, which simplifies to -2. Okay, so question number 3, 1a, okay, sorry, 3a, sorry, work out 1 divided by 4, that'll equal to 1/4, okay, or 0.25 as a decimal. Okay, this next one, -1 divided by 4, I'll write it as -1/4. Okay, so it's wanting me to write it as a fraction, guys. Okay, where possible. Okay, this one here, a negative divided by a negative, the answer will be a positive, so the answer will be positive 1/4. Okay, so positive 1/4. Okay, this next one, divided by 1/3, is the same as multiplying by 3, so we're going to multiply that by 3, okay, or 3/1. Okay, which is equal to 3, so the answer becomes -3 or -3. Okay, for that one. Okay, answers for these, okay, from White Rose Maths. For 1/3 -2, so gradient, remember, is the coefficient of x. 24 -24, 3 -2, 1/4 -1/4, 1/4, and -3. Okay, of course, for question 3 here, you can have 0.25 as here for part A, -0.25 as here for part B, 0.25 as here for obviously part C, and obviously -3 for part D, or -3.0. Okay, let's learn. Okay, so perpendicular lines, guys, meet at a right angle. So that is a fact there, guys. Yes, so make a note of that. Okay, so that's a right angle there, that's a right angle there. Okay, this one here and this one here. Okay, so line A. Okay, so the gradient, guys, remember, is rise over run. Is the change in y divided by the change in x. So change in y here, so it goes up 4 squares, we can see, and it goes across 1. So my gradient actually here, which will obviously show me in a second here, so the gradient is equal to 4 divided by 1, which is equal to the number 4. Okay, so the gradient of this one is equal to 4. Now, there is like a little special property about right angled, like lines that meet at right angles. Okay, and that will obviously come clear actually in just actually a second. Okay, but essentially, line B will have the negative reciprocal gradient actually. So line B will have the gradient actually -1/4. Okay, because the product of them lines have to multiply to equal -1. Okay. We've got 4 there, we've got 1 there, so gradient actually is change in y over the change in x. okay, which equals 4. For line B, so let's obviously work it out. Line B, we are going to go across 4 and then up 1. Oh yeah, obviously minus, so that'll be minus 4 there. Because we are going to the left, guys, and they'll be up 1. Okay, so M is going to equal to 1 divided by minus 4. And the answer is just equal to minus a quarter. Okay, from our starter. Okay, so lines that meet at right angles, guys, okay, they are what we call like perpendicular, so the gradients must multiply to give me minus 1. They are essentially the negative reciprocal of one another, actually, yeah. So 4 times by minus a quarter gives you minus 4 quarters, which equals to minus 1. Okay, so that is the special property actually there, okay. And y minus 2 over 8, yeah, it's equal to minus a quarter, okay, either way. Okay, so 4 minus 4, is there a connection? Well, yes, okay, they are negative reciprocals of one another. So if I multiply these two numbers together, okay, I will get minus 4 quarters, which simplifies to minus 1. So these two gradients multiplied to give me minus 1, therefore they will meet at a right angle, okay, on a graph. Here we go. Okay, so if two lines are perpendicular, then the product here. So product just means I'm obviously timesing them. So product means multiply. Okay, there's one. There we go. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, for each number, what do you need to do to multiply to get to minus 1? So for 3, you times it by minus 1 over 3. So yeah, so it's a negative reciprocal. Reciprocal just means 1 over the number. Okay, yeah, and it becomes a minus. Okay. If it's like if it's currently a minus, actually, then it becomes a positive. Yeah, but essentially, yeah. Okay, 1 over 4 that will equal to minus 4. Minus 4 over 1 actually, which will equal to minus 4. Okay. This next one that will go to minus 5 quarters. Okay, you flip it upside down. Okay, so flipping it, yeah, upside down. Or flipping it over, that will just go to 5 quarters as a positive, okay, because that's already negative there. Okay, there we go. Okay, yeah, so it's the negative reciprocal. Okay, yeah, there we go. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so there's your answer there. So negative 1, negative a third there. This one will be minus 4. Okay, there's a negative reciprocal. Okay. So negative reciprocal. So the reciprocal of 3 is 1 over 3. The negative reciprocal of 3 is minus 1 over 3, or minus 1/3. The reciprocal of minus 2/3 is minus 3/2. And the negative reciprocal of minus 2/3 is 3/2. Okay, write down the equation of a line perpendicular to y is equal to 7 minus 2x and pass it through the point 0,4. Well, the gradient, okay, of my current line, okay, so M currently, so M is equal to minus 2. We want the negative reciprocal, so we'll flip it and then obviously make it positive. So the perpendicular, so PM for perpendicular gradient, that will equal to 1/2, okay? Because minus 2 times a half gives us minus 1, okay? It's the negative reciprocal. So you flip it and then you change it into a negative or positive depending on what the sign is. It passes through the point 0,4, so the answer will be y is equal to a half x, or 0.5x, okay, plus 4. Okay, so y is equal to a half x, or x over 2, or 0.5x, okay, plus 4. Okay, add 4. Okay, and that's my final answer. Okay, so negative 2 there. Okay, negative 2. The gradient of any perpendicular to this will be negative, yeah, will be the negative reciprocal of minus 2. So the negative reciprocal of minus 2, yeah, is equal to a half. Okay, yeah, because it becomes, yeah, it becomes minus 1 over minus 2. Okay, which becomes to minus 1 over minus 2, just to make it clear, okay, which goes to positive a half, or 0.5, okay, for that, okay. So there we go, that's our final answer. The plus c is where it crosses on the y-axis, or y-axis, okay. Remember, a line, guys, is in the form y is equal to mx plus c, where m is your gradient of the straight line here, and then c is your y-intercept. Okay, so this one here, L1 is given by the equation y is equal to 4x subtract 7, and L2 is given by the equation 4y is equal to 17 minus 2x. So the L1 and L2 are not perpendicular. Okay, so that means the product will not multiply to give me minus 1. So for L1, the gradient, okay, is equal to 4. It's the coefficient of x, okay? So that must mean that L2 has to be minus a quarter for them to be perpendicular. So we just have to show here that it's not equal to minus a quarter. So dividing both sides here by 4, I get y is equal to 17 quarters, or 17 over 4, okay, minus 2x over 4, or minus 2 quarters x, okay. Now minus 2 quarters simplifies to a half, okay, so therefore it is not equal to a minus a quarter, okay, therefore not perpendicular, okay, sorry, not equal to minus a quarter, therefore not perpendicular. Okay, I can't even spell that, I apologise. Perpendicular. Okay, so yeah, I'll just put it not perpendicular. That's it. Not perpendicular. PER. Perpendicular. Okay, and you can check actually by doing 4 times minus a half gives you minus 2 and not minus 1. So that is like another way of obviously showing that they're not perpendicular. Okay, so minus 2 does not equal to minus 1, therefore not perpendicular. Okay, so that's my answer for that one, guys. Okay, here is the White Rose Maths answer. So M1, so for L1 is equal to 4. Okay, for L2 they obviously rearrange it same as I have. So y is equal to 17 quarters minus a half x. Okay, yeah, because obviously 2 quarters simplifies to a half, or minus a half, sorry. Okay, here we go. So so this is a key part, guys. If 2 lines are perpendicular, then the product here has to equal to -1. 4 times -1/2 gives us -2 and not -1. Okay, minus 4 halves. Okay, so therefore they're not perpendicular. Okay. Right, guys, that's the end of today's video here, looking at perpendicular lines. Hopefully it makes sense. Okay, any questions, any queries, guys, put it in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. If you did find it useful and informative, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you all inside the next video. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Take care and all the best. Okay, yeah, so just obviously be clear, guys. Okay, yeah, so perpendicular just means the negative reciprocal of one another. Okay, yeah, so it means -1 over that number. Okay. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching.